reached the intermission segment, which means it's time for... Guess the victim quiz! Yeah! Victim quiz, not a culprit quiz? The only victims are the people who are sitting watching this drawn-out, boring crap. Why are you being such a downer all of a sudden?
It's okay.
It is okay. I'm sure everyone is happy. How do you know? They could be skipping this entire conversation for all you know. I can't take it. I can't take it anymore. I'm the real victim here, me. Why are you getting upset? If anything, I'm the real victim. I gotta put up with all this nonsense all the time. That's the right answer, Monodan. Why? He hasn't said anything.
Hey,
Exactly, because there are no victims. Yep, even if you're killed in this killing game, you're a winner. What? I don't know if the dead people would agree. Imagine Monodan tries to kill Mono. Can you imagine? I think Monokuma is gonna... Actually, I think what's gonna happen is that Monotaro's gonna die this one. Trial 4, Monofanny's gonna die. Trial 5, what do you call it? Monodan's gonna die, and then their Monokuma will be in the last trial kind of thing. Because then everyone mourns you, and you get to tons of posthumous popularity. I don't know if they agree with that.
Daddy!
Oh, Daddy, you don't need to reveal these kind of behind-the-scenes details.
all right!
That makes you more popular, then we gotta die soon, too. Monodan's like, really? Really? I don't think... It's not logical. There, Monotaro. I feel like Monodan will try to kill Monokuma and then get himself. Maybe. That's true, actually. That's a good point.
This is my impression of a spooky, scary ghost.
Barry doesn't look impressed by your spooky, scary ghost.
I'm fine with real ghosts, but impressions of them are too scary!
Ooh.
Logic does not compute.
Did you hear something?
No, I didn't hear anything.
You know what else is scary? Sweet buns. Yep, tasty.
Wait, are they
tasty
ignoring
sweet buns.
Monodan? Oh, Monodan's not gonna like that.
So round, so sweet, so delicious.
That doesn't sound scary at all!
I'm scared too. Scared of losing my friends.
Oh, Monodan.
Did you hear something?
Monotaro, be nice to Monodan.
No, I didn't hear anything.
Wow, they're ignoring Monodan. Mono just kills. He might at this point because he doesn't like bullies. Remember? Yeah, he not happy. I'm scared of Terminator Boy over here.
Answer
Himiko.
us, Himiko. You chose the middle room to lure us into your trap, did you not? Then you used that trap to kill Tenko, yes?
Well, Stuffy Monodan murdered 2 of their brothers. I mean, but they were bullies. I mean, yes, he took it. Yes, he did take it a little too far. But I'm just saying, he was standing up to bullying.
Well, Donkey Lips, did you kill that twat?
Wait, must be some mistake. No way Himiko is culprit.
Then she needs to defend herself. Otherwise, this debate is deadlocked.
I think she's just too much in shock.
I don't care if you gotta use magic to do it, but say something already.
And I think she just feels guilty for choosing the middle room. She feels like it falls on her. Like she set up Tenko for death. Are you saying killing them was okay? Because I'm no. Yes, listen, I don't agree with bullying, but I also don't agree with killing people unless it's in self-defense.
Are you even listening?
I like how fast and barely time. Yes. Again, I don't like bullies, but don't kill people.
No, I'm not listening.
Dan just snapped. He finally snapped. At least I'm being honest. I mean, you're right. What?
I don't care anymore. I'm too tired.
Well, she doesn't have anything to live for. Her best friend is dead. The person she was following, Angie, is dead. She doesn't have really anything to live for anymore. At least that's how she feels.
Angie died. Tenko died. Why did I have to survive? And now, you're all saying I killed them?
And then that's making her feel worse because now they're saying that she did it, and now she feels like even like worse. She doesn't have anybody. Now she feels guilty.
I just don't care anymore.
Himiko.
Do whatever. If you want to vote for me, then just go ahead.
Excuse me, sign. Can you get out of the way? I'm trying to look at Himiku here.
The game gets really blah if the suspect isn't into it.
That's not the problem.
Damn it. Don't tell me you've given up.
Himiko, don't give up.
We all
You
believe in her.
understand? My life is riding on the outcome of this trial.
Oh, that's true. That's probably why they don't want her to give up either. Is because like if she's not the culprit and she gives up and they vote her, then they would die too.
Just shut up. I told you, I'm too tired. It's all just a big pain. I can't put up with it anymore.
She's given up. She has no will to live anymore.
What are you talking about? If you give up here,
You needn't worry. Himiko was the one who chose that room. Therefore, she is unmistakably the culprit.
I don't like Cork now. I feel like Cork is really suspicious. Oh, Cork's the one who put the sheet on, isn't he? Now that I think about it, isn't Cork the one who put the sheet on the cage? Cork, I don't like you right now. Cork, you're very suspicious. Because he's also the one who took the sheet off. Because couldn't technically the sickle have been underneath the sheet and he put it on, and then when he took off the sheet, he pulled the sickle off with it. So no one saw. Cork is actually really suspicious right now, especially since he's pushing on Himiko so hard.
Impossible! Himiko would never kill Tenko! Himiko not that kind of person. Gonta can tell by Himiko's face.
Himiko's a little slow, so I don't think she's capable of handling a complicated crime.
Yeah, I would say she's too fragile right now.
I also think Himiko's not the culprit. Somehow.
Thanks, Shirogane. Thank you so much.
either way, we gotta look for more possibilities.
That does seem like rather a pointless quest.
No, is not. We gotta be strong. Gotta keep thinking. Then we might find new truth. So no give up, Himiko!
I knew it was Cork when Angie died. I mean, though Cork did say that a cult is a dangerous thing to mess with. Or he said a cult is very dangerous. Like he was the one talking about that. Like this cult could be a problem, unless it's not. I think it's Cork though. It seems like because he's pushing on Himiko a little too hard. Himiko, I know how you feel. I felt the same way when Akamatsu died. But we can't give up. We survived. We can't give up for the sake of everyone who died. And then all of a sudden, just the very like sad music changes to very intense. All of a sudden, the cage child, the sound during the scene, a hole in the corner, cross piece under the floor.
Performing the seance in that room was Himiko's decision, was it not?
That's true. Yes.
What if someone steered her into picking that room?
Of the 3 empty rooms.
Ooh. Somebody steered her into choosing that room.
Because
Welcome to
you
the fall.
laid your-
Welcome to the family Christmas. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you.
Was Trap only in that room? Other rooms may be trapped too.
That's true.
Yeah, even if Himiko picked the room, someone else could have set that trap.
That's true.
Your opinions are empty words.
Hole in the corner, cross piece on the floor. Yeah, I think it's that somebody else could have. Here we go. Because again, like we said, that the hole in the crawl space led to either the middle room or the side room. So technically, Himiko had a 2 in 3 chance of choosing one of those rooms. So technically, even if if she chose the left room, yeah, that would have been safe, but the other 2 rooms were not. So she technically just got unlucky. Didn't Kuchi check other rooms? Yeah, I think it's the Kuchi. That's what I was gonna say. I think it's the blood. So I think it has to do with Kuchi and his blood on his head.
Performing the seance in
Where is
that
it?
room.
And I think it's Goomba.
Of the 3 empty rooms. Why did you select the middle one? Because you laid your trap.
Was Trap only in that room? Other rooms may be trapped too.
Yep, that's true.
I agree.
It's a very good place.
It's just like Gonta said. Each room was the same. They were all trapped.
What? Is that true?
Kokichi will tell you.
Really, the one time I need him. The one time.
He was way too careless.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Listen, really, the one time I need you to be here for me, Kuchi. You do this to me. I was right on top of this case. I'm so smart. Good job, Dying. Good job. I guess there was no crosspiece supporting the floorboard, so I kind of stepped through. Aha, what bad luck.
While you were in the room next to the crime scene, you found a loose floorboard, right?
Well, I didn't find it so much as I stepped through it and tripped.
What? Hold on! There was also a loose floorboard in the next room?
So she had a 2 in 3 chance of picking the right room, or a trapped room. There was a second path, but to be honest, seeing this reaction for the one time they needed Coochie is better.
So the culprit prepared a trap in all 3 empty rooms.
I'm guessing there
not
was
just
a,
the
there
middle.
was a lie path. I'm guessing is what you're talking about, Rocky. There's a lie path.
If the culprit set traps in all the rooms, then they wouldn't need to select a room themselves.
So the real trap was for someone else to pick a room and take the blame.
Yeah, Cork. Yeah, there are there's 2 lie routes per trial. Holy crap. That's a lot. I kind of like that because it makes it more replayable, so you get it like a different place every time. Could you wake up? You have no sleep allowed. This trial, that was that is very devious, just a little bit. Yeah, Cork. Did you go corkscrew? No matter what, Himiku loses. Yeah, which again, the only person who's taken advantage of that is Cork. Cork's the only one that's been like, well, she chose the room, she did this, she chose this. It's like, yes. Wait, but you haven't missed much, other than that they finally came to the realization that all the rooms were trapped. So no matter what room they picked, somebody was gonna die, pretty much. But at the same time, so here's the thing. So if Cork set up the rooms to trap, why would he pick Himiku? Remember when they were picking the medium to go in the middle? Why did he pick Himiku? Looking just a little shocked. Because again, you would think he'd pick Tenko, so then he could use Himiku to fall, try to blame her, blackmail her, to blame her. By picking Himiku, if he killed her, he wouldn't have an alibi. The shock.
I see. We were caught in the culprit's trap all along.
Especially you!
But now there's no reason to suspect Himiko, right?
Himiko, do you remember what Tenko told you?
Keep your chin up and live life facing forward. Survive with me and everyone else. The last trick was overcome? The last trick was overcome. Oh no, big sad. Please.
Live life facing forward. She said that to you, right?
No, don't play on my heartstrings again, game.
If you give up on living, you'd be betraying her memory. We're all trying to keep our promises to the dead. This trial, it's not just for our lives. It's for everyone who's died as well.
Because if they don't keep trying to live, they technically are, not honoring the dead. By giving up, they're not honoring the dead, kind of thing. It is pretty sad. It is pretty sad. Tenko, one of the few characters who died just as they were starting to get it seems to happen a lot, right when the characters start to get interesting, dead, or they become the blackened and dead.
That's why we can't give up. This is our responsibility. We live on.
We live on because others can't.
You're right. Yeah, that's right. If I gave up here, I wouldn't be able to face Angie or Tenko.
That's right. So let's do our best.
Good, but look at how precious he is. Precious boy, the curse of the third trial. It's always the saddest one I've noticed. Always there's a lot of what do you call it? It's always again, when the character development starts and then you're like, I was just getting connected to this character and now they're dead.
Alright, I'm not gonna say it's a pain anymore. I won't give up. I'll fight alongside everyone and survive!
Isabella gets just gone.
Do not say everyone. After all, the blackened is still among us.
Cork.
Hey, there you go. Killing the mood like usual. But damn, well said, Shuichi. That's what I'd expect for my soul bro.
Soul bro?
Soul bro?
I'm as much confused as you are. Taka dead. Yoko dead. Tenko dead. Only sad part of chapter 3, Daga 2 was Mika's. I'm not sad that Mika's died. I'm not. Because Mika, especially after watching the anime, I didn't like Mika after watching the anime. Everyone's dead. Everyone's dead. I am dead. It wasn't sad at all. I was gonna say I didn't. So you said Kato and Juice, you're shipping them together, Soul Bro.
Well, anyway, do you think the blackened this time has some sort of superpower?
What are you talking about?
They're a wizard. Mika's death was yeah. Well, her punishment was stupid. Yes, the punishment was super stupid. So bro, awesome. Mika was my favorite character because she is the worst. Her death, her murder, her motive, yeah, everything. Well, then also too, if you watch the anime, to find out that she was the one that was corrupted so easily, I'm like, really? Well, no, the murder was interesting. Yeah, a little bit, yeah. But her punishment was just boring.
Well, as a self-proclaimed expert of stepping through floorboards, isn't it weird that no one stepped through that floorboard before the culprit used it?
I mean, that's true. That is really true. How did everybody miss the floorboard? The circle! The salt circle, because Cork said do not step on the salt circle. Because again, if they stepped on the salt circle, they would expose the floorboard. Mika hangs Ibuki on stage where Ibuki tried to make everyone happy. It is a little brutal, just a little bit. Stupid. Oh yeah, when they all snap and they start to like focus on one word. I mean, she was a remnant, but that's what I'm saying. Like the way she got corrupted so easily, the whole deal is despair. Like, cause she got corrupted like super easy. As said by Leo. Stupid.
Ah, that is a good point.
It must have been barrier magic.
Oh my goodness, Miku, no.
Well,
Just
that's
be quiet.
one possibility, but I think it might have been something else.
I thought he said not to step on the salt circle because it will run. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I think it's Cork because I think Cork, because again, if somebody had stepped on that board on accident, it would have exposed the loose floorboard. So by telling them not to step on the circle, it would have kept the board safe. So he did the whole salt circle on purpose to make it so only he stepped on it, not anybody else. Well, she did remember she was a remnant of despair and did it in honor of her beloved Junko. I mean, they all corrupted easy. They saw their friend die, but I mean, like, she got corrupted before that. That's what I'm saying. Like, she got corrupted before the video was even done. So you didn't you say you don't think it's Cork? Well, now I think it's Cork. Not just a friend, the person who led them to hope. Yeah, exactly, their leader. Why did no one step on the floorboard until it was used for the murder? Oh, that's it. That must be the reason. Where is it? I'm going to find you. No.
This is it! It's because of the magic circle at the scene of the crime.
And the big brain. But again, who was the one that told them not to step on the seance circle? Cork. But again, he seems too suspicious now, Pebbles, who was a friend there. We're in the same class and connected with each other throughout years, while in Dagon 1, they were all like, who the fuck are you? Also, it's dark in here, so be sure to watch your step. If the magic circle is broken, not only will the seance fail, but it may also unleash a curse.
Before we began the seance, we were warned not to step on the circle. The floorboard in question was within the circle. That's why no one stepped on it.
Oh my god, the Pikachu's worse!
The magic circle's purpose was to keep us away from the whole trick.
That was part of the culprit's plans too?
That's right. If that's the case, then the culprit, there's no doubt in my mind there's only one who killed Tenko. And that's probably why he used salt too, because again, after he stepped on it, he knew, like, again, like with chalk, if he had stepped on the chalk, it would be hard to make the rest of the chalk look like it's been disturbed, where with salt, once he's disturbed part of the salt, the rest of the salt would be disturbed, so it'd be hard to tell, like, where somebody stepped. Only one person had the opportunity and the motive. Where is he? You.
It has to be you.
You. These emails, I think, are the only creepy. Just kind of terrifying.
Was it you?
Corkscrew, get him.
Whatever are you talking about?
I'm talking about Tenko's murder.
Kyo? Why do you suspect me?
Because you made the circle.
Because you were the one who drew the magic circle. The circle kept us from discovering the seesaw trick.
Cork, you killed, apparently.
But that's not all it was for. In order to make the murder succeed, variables like Tenko's position and the placement of the cage needed to be defined.
Exactly. How dare you, Cork? I thought we were friends. Yes, creepy man with gloves and a mask that looks very shady. I thought we were friends.
Those variables were defined by using the magic circle. In short, the circle itself was the most important tool in this murder. Knowing that, the person who drew the magic circle has to be the culprit.
The internet did lie! I can never trust Google again!
Well, Kyo,
Answer already! Did you do it?
When I watch Danganronpa playthroughs, I like to do the poses the characters do. I like the Oh, he's snapping. Wait, it's a phone game? I can't wait for this game to come to iOS. Oh, that's right, because most of the Danganronpa games go to the phone.
What is so funny?
I was just thinking. So this is how each Blackened must have felt. What an intriguing experience.
So he did do it.
What? An intriguing experience?
But if I am the culprit as you claim, then I stomped on the floorboard, yes? So, do tell. How could I have stomped on the floorboard during that darkened seance?
I see. That is
Oh,
probable.
that's true. How would he know where the floorboard is?
Unless that is made clear, you cannot be certain I am the culprit.
how can you be so calm when you're backed into a corner like this?
I will explain that in due time. Please answer my question first.
The culprit stepped on the exact floorboard even in the dark. But how? How did they move around in total darkness? Also, I think it's coming to soon to iOS. Also, it's not Nintendo, so probably not Switch. I mean, you never know. In a room that dark, it's hard to imagine the culprit found the right board. Although even after I put out the candle, I could move along the wall with my hand.
Wait a minute. Maybe...
Did you figure it out?
Does she know? Does Monkey know already? World's End Club is a suspenseful puzzle action game with a scenario written and directed by Tokyo Games, led by Kazutaka Kodaka, the creator of the same person who made Danganronpa made that game. I have to look into this game now. That's it. The culprit didn't even have to see it all. Didn't they use the salt? Couldn't they just kind of like feel the salt? How did the culprit find the seesaw in the darkness? Hearing, touching, smell. The sixth sense. Touch.
That's it!
Just follow the salt.
The culprit used touch. They didn't see, they felt.
The guy is taking a break from Danganronpa for a bit and working on other couple. I mean, that makes sense because if you work on the same project over and over again, you do get kind of bored after a while. So it's nice to like, you know, refresh and like try something different or move on to something else. It's kind of like actors. Like some actors get tired of playing the same role over and over again, so they want to do something different.
That way they could get around in the dark, like how I got to the candle.
Wasn't seesaw in middle of room? Gonta doesn't think it was near wall.
So they probably used something besides the wall to move then, right?
The salt.
Were there any other markers within reach?
The salt.
Of course, the answer to that is there was nothing of the sort.
No, I'm sure there was something. A landmark they could have used to determine where the floorboard was. It must have been at the scene. I know it. Oh, no. Oh, for magic? Is it really magic? Let's see. Magic what? Magic circle. Magic circle. Magic. I need an R. R is backwards, but I'll take it. I need a C. L. E.
I see now.
Magic. Tasty salt. Love some good salt.
That's it! The magic circle. They used the magic circle. Remember? The magic circle was drawn with salt. The culprit used the salt's texture to feel their way through the dark.
I see. So Kyo traced the magic circle with his hands to get to the loose floorboard.
Oh, I see. You drew the magic circle with salt to use it as a guide.
An interesting thought. It is unfortunate that it is so wrong.
Really? I think you just try to, try to mislead us. That was the quickest I've seen that done. Really? What?
Recall the document. What did the magic circle look like?
A circle?
Based on the document, the magic circle wouldn't reach the corners of the room.
But I remember he added the extra, like, he added the extra little flare so that it reached to the corner.
So what?
When the room was darkened, each of us was in a corner of the room, yes? The magic circle didn't reach us, so I could not have followed it, yes?
But you're talking about the magic circle in the document. That doesn't mean the circle you drew was the same.
Exactly. 'Cause I remember it going to the corners. I remember him drawing those extra lines that weren't necessary.
No, I most definitely drew it exactly the same. I have it perfectly memorized.
So which is it? Is there any way to check?
No, because Assault is ruined, because everybody just stomped on the crime scene, just going willy-nilly.
Not anymore. The magic circle is a complete mess from being trampled on.
I see, another piece of the puzzle. Drawing a circle with Assault all but guaranteed it would be temporary. The investigation itself would have gotten rid of the evidence. Clever.
Everyone, may I have your attention, please?
Oh, Kebab! His eyes, that's right, because he has recording. He can record stuff.
What a pain. We don't have any way to check it now.
Get out of here! Get! Don't care about you, boy.
Excuse me, everyone. May I have your attention, please?
Well, I guess there's no point in discussing the magic circle anymore.
Really? Really, Coochie? Really?
Hey, may I have your attention?
Hey, may I have your attention, please? Oh my god, my eyes!
Cut that out! It's too bright!
I apologize. I just wanted everyone to listen to me.
About what?
I had Mew add another function to my body, in addition to the flashlight.
Does he have a camera function?
What the? No way! Did you really? Stop! You can't! I didn't install it for that purpose!
Please, let me use it. With it, I might be able to save everyone.
What purpose does she want for it then?
Alright, so what is this function?
I'm concerned.
It's an image recording function.
Image recording?
Specifically, this function allows me to dispense a printout of my own memory. I'll give it a try. Ready?
Where's the print gonna come out of his mouth? Oh my god. It's like a Polaroid camera.
From your mouth?
What, do you want it to come out of his butt?
Magic like that
It's not gonna be any better.
This printout is my memory of being kicked out of the Saints. Please confirm that the floor of the empty room is clearly visible. Go on, take the picture and see for yourself.
Okay, got it.
I reluctantly took the paper from Kebab's mouth. Is he gonna fall down? Is it gonna come out of his mouth? So this is the magic circle used for the seance.
Well, Shuichi, do you notice anything?
He drew extra lines going to the corners. Notice anything? Do I have to point this out?
There!
It's pretty obvious.
This helped a lot, Kibo. Without you, I never would have seen through Kyo's lie.
My lie.
You just said that you drew the magic circle exactly as it appears in the document. But that's a lie, isn't it?
The maximum liars are only two liars?
The magic circle at the scene had lines that stretched to the room's corners.
I don't know, I feel like there's been a little bit more lying than just two. Are you saying that that's why pork has to be taken out because there can only be two liars here? I'm sorry, we can only have one liar, please, Barrett.
Which means that you would be able to find the floorboard from anywhere in the room.
So it was different from the document after all.
I like this. You like this track a lot, Pebbles? Why is the controller all wonky again?
All because Himiko noticed. And because of Kibo, too.
Hey, where's my things? I'm the function into
But you didn't tell the class about it, Mew.
Hey, yeah, what was it you were saying about its purpose?
Let's just not. Kato, let's not open that door.
Oh, to be honest, the purpose of that image recording function is to monitor my health. Specifically, I make Kibo use that function every day to analyze my turds.
What? Oh my god.
Your what? Why? Shit is a great indicator of intestinal health and gut bacteria quality.
I mean, true, but you don't. Poor Kebab. I mean, he probably doesn't know any better, but poor Kebab. Look at her shit.
Plus, taking a satisfying shit does wonders for a woman's natural beauty.
Does that mean he has like a whole like file of just like 1,000 pictures of Mew's poop? Poor Kebab. He's seen some shit, literally. You what exactly?
See? You're all grossed out. This is why I didn't want to tell you about my plan.
Quit talking about your poop. No one cares. Kyo, you killed Tenko, didn't you? Just give up and admit it already.
We're talking about shit now, apparently. Apparently that's where we've gone now, Mudkip, and we've gone too far.
So, Kyo, if you have any objections, you can...
Your deductions are fiction.
Oh, you gonna fight me? You wanna fight? Quit talking about your poop. Exactly, no one gives a shit about your shit.
Well, since you've given me the option, I will most certainly object. To be honest, it's unimportant, but it may be an amusing diversion.
Unimportant?
Now I shall bear witness to your abilities, Shuichi. Do entertain me.
I want to be, are you not entertained? What do I have? Marker stone, loose floorboard, iron cage, white sheet, dog
If you are
statue.
going to claim I am the culprit, then what of the murder weapon? It was set up in the cage. The only people capable of that are Kokichi and Shuichi, who carried the cage.
Not true.
So suspicion should fall on them.
It's gonna be the white sheet. Oh no, I forgot about No! Damn. Come back, we'll go back to it. I will cut through birds.
Place the sickle there.
I really like
But
Cork's
we could
character
not
only was
use it later.
for trial 3, yeah.
Because we weren't the ones who lifted the
Zipper on his
cage.
mask, I feel like it's like gonna get stuck on his skin. That would hurt.
The only person who could have collected the sickle is he.
Okay.
But the only people who could have placed the sickle are Kokichi and Shuichi. But
That's
in
not
regards to that dilemma, I did not carry the cage, nor did I lift it.
But you carried the
I
sheet.
had no opportunity to touch
Yes, you
the
did.
sickle.
The sheet.
I'll cut through your words.
Did. I saw everything. That's not how you cut, listen.
The only person who could have set up the sickle and retrieved it afterward is Kyo. That was done by covering the cage with a white cloth.
The sheet, Cork, the sheet, the shit. I thought we said we wouldn't talk about shit anymore, Pebbles.
You could have secretly placed the sickle when you
Oh
draped
my
the
goodness.
cloth.
Look at my shit. Look at it. I guess the shit was
and
important.
retrieved it afterward when you removed the cloth. Then, while everyone was distracted, you discreetly dropped the sickle under the floor.
Wonderful! That's exactly correct.
Why are you so excited? I can't breathe the shit. What?
It's correct? Then why don't you give up already?
The trick I put so much work into is just wasted effort now. Alas.
2,000 years later, I know, right? They beat around the bush a lot. Like they accuse all these people, and then finally they're like, oh, it's him.
So, it was you? You killed Tenko?
But did he kill Angie is the question.
Let me guess. You'll never forgive me. Himiko, you must hate me so very much. Maybe you'd feel better if I was executed by Monokuma. But unfortunately for you, that won't happen.
Because he didn't kill Angie. I knew it was Cork. But the problem is, if he didn't kill Angie, he's technically not the black in this round. No, I meant 2,000 years on the shit thing. Oh.
Because if you vote for me, every spotless, including myself, will die.
Because he only killed Tenko, he didn't kill Angie.
What you talking about, Kyo?
You still don't understand?
Unless Tenko killed Angie, and then technically the Blacken's already out of the game. But he still killed someone. But again, Monokuma stated at the very beginning of technically investigating the second body that we're only trying to find out who killed Angie. It doesn't matter who killed Tenko. We're trying to find out who killed Angie. Technically the second Blackened is going free. Because it didn't count. It's weird because he sounds like the chef. It is the same voice actor. It's the same voice actor in Garvar. It's the same voice actor that did the chef and Pork. Well, the trial started for Angie. Yeah, so we're trying to find Angie's killer, not Tenko's killer. It kind of makes sense in some way.
I killed Tenko. That is the truth. But it is meaningless in this class trial.
Dun dun dun.
Meaningless?
You mean Monokuma's extra rule, right?
He added an extra rule. I don't think you were here for that part, Giant. Ah, that's right. What happens to your votes if there are 2 Blackened candidates? Well, I have an answer for that. The first come, first served.
You see, I killed Tenko, but not Angie.
If he gets away with this, I'm gonna kill someone, and no one will trust him after this. Yes, Todd voiced both Quark and Tatar, Muffin Man. I called him Muffin Man, but I like Todd voicing Quark more. No, yeah, he did a good job on Quark. Well, plus, I think in his defense, Pebbles, he didn't get a lot of voice time for Muffin Man.
For us, Tenko's death is nothing but a trivial issue. Because the Blackened in this trial is the culprit who killed Angie.
Exactly.
Trivial issue?
Well, yeah, but I also really just... I know you didn't like Muffin Man very much.
No, that's gotta be a lie. You probably killed Angie too.
That is simply not possible. Recall that I was unable to enter Angie's lab.
I knew Quark sounded someone like... Yeah, you could definitely hear it in his voice.
Oh, only student council members and Kokichi could enter research lab.
How could I have possibly killed Angie when I couldn't even enter her lab?
We can figure that out. No one else could have done it besides you. If you're the one who killed Tenko, you gotta be the one who killed Angie.
Not necessarily.
I understand how you feel, Himiko, but maybe we can discuss this rationally and calmly. There is a non-zero possibility that Kyo is telling the truth.
So you understand how she feels. I see. Wait, robots can understand human feelings?
He's learning.
Of course I understand. I worked really hard to understand.
Hey, why are you getting all worked up, Kibo? Chill, dude.
Calm down, it's just feelings, but I forgot how long this trial is.
That's enough! It's voting time! I'm gonna vote for him!
Voting for me will only help the one who murdered Angie.
Well,
Isn't Kyo culprit?
because technically it's 2 trials in one if you think about it, because we're doing Tenko's trial and then we're doing Angie's trial too, so that's probably why it's so long.
Of course I'm not. This case was an error on my part. Monokuma added that rule after both bodies were found, yes? How was I to know that the trial would only be for Angie's killer?
I guess the shortest trial in this game are 1 and 2. I mean, it seems to be the trend. It's always 1 and 2 that are the shortest.
Had I known, I certainly wouldn't have killed Tenko.
You're lying! You killed Tenko and Angie!
Now hold on. Jumping to conclusions here is dangerous.
Because I remember 4, 5, and 6 are locked. Oh, great.
We should talk it out more. This case might have juicy plot twists waiting to happen.
Well, especially 6. I understand 6 being long because it's like the end of the game. It's the end all kind of thing.
Nuts to that. Any way you look at this case, Kyo is obviously the culprit.
I mean, he does look super suspicious.
Yeah, there's sort of no other way to look at it.
No, it's too dangerous to vote before we arrive at a logical decision.
Oh, are we splitting the room here? Guess what? Everyone watch this as you play this. Because 1 and 2 are kind of like tutorials and try it out on your own kind of try. A little bit, especially 1. The culprit is one of you. 6 is not just end game. Technically, it's end of the franchise for now. True. Yeah, that's true. I mean, that makes sense. So it would be a lot longer. Yeah, which is unfortunate. At some point, they'll make another game. Listen, I can explain.
Culprit's one of you.
Oh.
Wowee! This argument is getting intense.
Of course, Monokuma comes in. Oh, thank you for more of the minis. I appreciate you. I appreciate that. I mean, if they won't make another one, I find the end of V3 pretty good. I'm very curious of how the twist of this game is going to be.
The ultimate
to present its very own more phenomenal trial ground.
What is happening? People say it's bad, but I think it's a great way to end a franchise. I'm really curious.
Yippee! I've been waiting for this!
Why were you waiting for it?
Cork confessed to killing Tenko, but inside he didn't. But insists he didn't kill Angie. It's my time to shine. It is time for Scrum. Is it Scrum debate? It sounds like Scrum debate. We won't forgive Cork for what he did, but we can't vote until we know the facts. I have to pin down the evidence and convince everyone. Cue that music. There we go. Mew concerns me about. Mew's always concerned me. I think this transition is really cool. Morphin time? Morphin Power Rangers? Don't vote. Yeah, so we're splitting the ring between the vote. Why are the dead people on the don't vote side?
Killed Tenko and Angie.
Oh, Angie?
I got this, but he couldn't get into Angie's research lab.
He forced
Oh,
his
wasn't
way
it?
into Angie's research lab and killed her.
The katana was found in Kyo's lab.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my
So
god.
Kyo did kill Tenko, but not Blackened?
We'll have to listen to all this.
Planning to use the new rule to protect himself all along.
Oh, the rule, where is it? Kyo. That's right.
Not possible. That rule was added after both
Exactly, the
murders.
rule was added after. What if Danganronpa speedrun is the thing? It is. I think it is, isn't it?
Vote now?
Oh no, that's not.
Kyo
Ooh.
killed Tenko and Angie.
Oh, dance. I think, couldn't you technically, like, go through the chat really fast and stuff? Or are we, because I'm curious now. I'm pretty sure you can speedrun technically every game.
And Angie.
Kibo! We don't know for certain that Kyo killed Angie.
He
There we
forced
go.
his way into Angie's research.
Kyo!
Anyone could have entered my lab.
Oh, that's for the
was
katana.
found in Kyo.
Anyone could have entered
There we
my
go.
lab.
Oh my god, I was gonna say, you can technically speedrun
Kyo
any game.
did kill Tenko, but not Blackened?
Blackened.
Perhaps there's a second Blackened we need to find.
He was planning to use the new
Kyo!
Rule.
Not possible. That rule was added after both
I would have
murders.
listened first. Yeah, this one's a little bit harder.
I got this.
This one's a little bit
yet.
harder. You guys didn't.
There's still another mystery to solve.
Dagger's speedruns.
He
The only one I
forced his way
missed was
into
the.
Angie's
I only
research
missed
lab
one.
and killed.
Everyone always messes up on that Angie research lab. Well, because I misheard it, because I heard lab and I was like, oh crap, they're talking about his lab. Because they don't specify which lab, so it threw me off a little bit.
Kyo killed Tenko and Angie.
Oh,
Kibo! We don't know for certain that Kyo killed Angie.
I need Angie for this one.
He forced his way into Angie's.
I got this, but he couldn't get into Angie's research lab.
The katana was found in
Kyo!
Lab.
Anyone could have entered my lab.
So Kyo did kill Tenko.
Blackened.
Perhaps there's a second Blackened we need to find.
I love Scrum Debate. Scrum Debate is great.
Not possible.
Everyone.
That rule was
Puzzle here.
added after both murders.
I got this. Not yet. There's still another mystery to solve.
There we go. Oh, sorry, I forgot about this. Mostly because it's always about the first keyword it said in the tutorial, but
It would be a mistake to vote before we've completely solved Angie's murder. And there's still the mystery of Tenko's murder.
what mystery of Tenko's murder have we not solved? This is our answer.
Mystery? What kind of mystery?
Well, Kyo's confession derailed our conversation a bit. But we still have to go over one of the clues found at Tenko's crime
Are we talking
scene.
about the dry blood? Because there was dry blood that we didn't even talk about. Okay, fine. It was me. I was the murderer. But Kip, no.
I believe it might even have something to do with Angie's murder.
Yes, the outlying piece of evidence at Tenko's murder. The dry blood, I'm gonna take a guess. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Did I miss it? No, over here it is.
This is it! The bloodstain found under the floor. Maki and I found it during the investigation.
I think Angie was killed in that room before Tenko was killed. I prepare a special punishment for Mudkip.
It was beneath the floorboard that the culprit stomped on.
Is that Tenko's blood?
That bloodstain was too far from Tenko's corpse to have been hers.
Also, the bloodstain was already dry when we found it. But the blood from Tenko's body hadn't even begun to dry yet.
Well, that's weird. Why was that bloodstain the
I know,
only
we
dry
trusted
one?
you, Mudkip. No! Let's give it everything we got. It's punishment time! The bloodstain under the floorboard was dry because bloodstain, it happened before the seance. It was there before Tenko was killed. It was from the investigation. The air was dry. It happened before the seance.
That's it! The bloodstain wasn't from Tenko's
What
murder.
would the punishment be, though? We would fry Mudkip. We'd fry Mudkip. Turn Mudkip into sushi?
It was there before we started the seance.
Before the seance?
That should make it clear whose blood it was. I laughed when Coochie was bleeding when he tripped. Oh, when he was like passed out and we thought he was dead. Soup. Everyone was like, Soup. Dun, dun, dun. Drives away. Mudkip lost it. The punishment is Soup, not the cooking pot. Everybody's like, fish stew. Mudkip stew. Look, something 4 is Angie's.
That's it! That bloodstain wasn't Tenko's. It was Angie's.
Which means Angie's body got moved.
Why was blood from Angie at the scene of Tenko's murder?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Yeah, wasn't Angie killed in her research lab?
That's what I'm thinking. I think she tripped and fell, and that's what caused this injury on her forehead, the laceration on her forehead, but the stabbing, of course. The stabbing on her neck is different. It's a little different.
Just because we found her body there doesn't mean she was killed there.
Ah, I guess that's possible.
If Angie wasn't killed in her lab, then that opens up a lot more possibilities.
Exactly.
We assumed that only council members could have killed Angie since her body was in her lab. But if she died somewhere else, then we can't suspect just the council members anymore.
Everybody's suspicious now.
So the culprit didn't enter her lab, but waited for her to come out of it?
I'm not sure if the culprit waited for her, but they probably killed her when she came out. Well, I thought that was more likely from the start. So I went to places Angie might have gone and checked all 3 empty rooms.
Places she might have gone? Why did you check
I was gonna say, why would he check the
empty
empty rooms then? Maybe her, like, where her bedroom, her lab, I don't know, the courtyard, or the dining hall, but why the empty room? I thought the dark blood was the killers, like they fell through. I mean, that would be kind of funny. My plan is going perfectly. Oh, snap. Balls.
The empty rooms were the only places I could think of that Angie would go.
Did Angie have business in rooms?
It seems Kokichi's up to his usual misleading nonsense again.
I do lie a lot, and I could be lying right now too. But I'm pretty sure someone's panicking right now because of my lie.
Who's panicking? Angie left her lab on her own and headed to the room where she was killed. Is Coochie's statement true? Or... So he said somebody's panicking, so I feel like somebody's gonna slip up here. Everybody's hung upside down, gold leaf katana, Necronomicon.
The art research lab is not where Angie was killed.
We know that. Thank
She
you for
was
the lurk,
killed in
Reese.
the
I
empty
appreciate
room
you.
instead.
Yeah, we know that. I agree with that.
She left her lab on her own?
But why would she go into an empty room?
Exactly.
There shouldn't have been anything in there.
Except for candles.
That's it! She wanted a candle!
Oh, for the Necronomicon.
Keep herself awake at night. She would drip hot wax on her body.
She needed it to burn the book.
Something only you would do, me.
She needed it to burn the Necronomicon so that she could do the ritual. That's why she needed it.
The art research lab is not where Angie was killed. She was killed in the empty room instead. She left her lab on her own?
But
why would she go into an empty room?
There shouldn't have been
Anything in there.
Except for...
That's it!
I'm just gonna shoot it.
I agree.
So happy.
it. Angie went to that room to get a candle.
Yeah, her kinky wax play.
You've been helpful now, quiet.
No. Angie was going to use it for the ritual. According to the Necronomicon, to resurrect the dead.
After preparing the effigy, burn the Necronomicon to ashes. Use caution, be mindful of carbon monoxide poisoning.
Then, did she seek out a candle so she could burn the book?
That's right. There's nothing to start a fire with in Angie's lab. So she went to go get a candle from one of the empty rooms.
And that's when the culprit attacked her.
But who is it? I still don't know who it is.
That's
the
why
Shadow
there was
Man's.
dried blood under floor.
Not the Shadow Man's again.
Which means Angie was attacked in the same room the seance was held. Bravo, Himiko. Well done for choosing that room for the seance. If we hadn't done the seance in that room, then Tenko's murder would have been in another room.
I think we still would. No, actually, no, we wouldn't have found the blood then. He's got a point. So the killer did not read the book either, or they would. Oh wait, so the killer did not read the book either, or they would have disclosed the proof that Angie left her room, imagine being caught by a book. Yeah, so that, well, no, that means, I would think that means they did read the book, though, because that would mean that they knew that she would go into the empty room, unless they were just waiting for her to leave.
If that happened, no one would have discovered Angie's bloodstain under the floorboards.
I feel like they did read it, and that's why they were waiting in the empty room.
That's right. Shuichi and I only checked under the floorboards where Tenko died.
Yep, it's all thanks to Himiko for choosing the same room as Angie. This must be a Tua's will.
No, not Kuchi, not you two, please.
It's neither. I just picked one.
Hold on. You're all acting as though you've proven that as fact already. You claim Angie was murdered in the empty room, and then moved to the lab? Then how do you explain the large amount of blood in the lab?
I think she was hit here, and then brought to the lab, and then killed.
It may be possible to carry a body, but blood cannot be moved.
I think she was still alive after the attack in the empty room.
Exactly. Exactly. She was attacked twice, technically.
She was killed after she was carried to her lab.
That means the culprit attacked her twice. I have evidence of that. The Monokuma file? The victim is ultimate artist. Yes. What do you mean it's not the Monokuma file? Monokuma clearly states.
Oh no!
Oh my god. Do I have to do the body? Where's the body? Duct tape? We doing duct tape? Forehead injury? Forehead injury.
This is it!
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
The fatal wound was a cut to the back of her neck from the katana. But she also showed signs of blunt force trauma, and I think I know why. After Angie was knocked unconscious in the empty room, she was killed in her lab.
I see. So that puddle of blood is from the killing blow. Ha! It's all clear now. Angie was attacked in the empty room, carried to her lab.
Yes.
And it was there that the culprit finished her off.
Yes. But did Cork do both?
All clear. This is all clear.
I mean, he's got a point. Technically, we have no idea who did it still.
What are you all talking about? All clear? What is all clear? What are you? All clear?
I don't like it.
What are you all? You what? What are
Is he gonna explode?
I will not fear. I will not back down.
What? So are we streaming the whole? Yes, the whole trial.
Calm yourself.
I'm confused. Yes, we're streaming the whole trial, Neo. Yes. What are you? He's beautiful. He is. That's why I'm like, why have you been hiding your face this whole time?
Their words are all hollow. There is no meaning to any of them.
It reminds me of like in Naruto when they're trying to figure out, oh, I forget his name, what their master's face looks like under the mask. What?
You must teach these ignorant children a lesson.
I don't like this. Split person, maybe. It seemed like he snapped, kind of like when Toko snapped. Oh no, Toko didn't really snap. Oh, Celeste. I'm thinking of when Celeste snapped and she like kind of changed her personality. Oh no, he's hot.
Yes, you're right. Okay, I'll teach them.
Oh, he has a Gollum complex, I think. I think he has a whole like, what do you call it? Like split person, yeah, like you said, split personality. So he has like a Gollum complex where like one person's like telling him, like, yes, Precious, do it, Precious. No one turned into Mew. Honestly, it's the part that still confuses me.
What the hell are you mumbling about? You're giving me the goddamn willies!
I think he was either really possessed or split personality. Oh, because he might have been cursed because of the whole seance ceremony? That is kind of weird. But it feels like a split, it feels like a Gollum kind of situation where you have like Gollum and Smeagol. It feels like that.
Not yet. Nothing is clear at all.
Does that mean technically the other personality killed Angie and then this personality killed Tenko? That's a beautiful man. He's a very beautiful man.
It's full of doubts, of mysteries, of a dense, impenetrable fog!
Yeah, that's your
Nothing is clear at all!
Oh, he's really snapping. Super snapping. Well, there is Natsu's voice right there. I have to say, I definitely heard Natsu there. In the game, we never talk about it was confirmed that Ghost doing. I mean, that's true. Blood to duct tape.
Angie was attacked in the empty room first.
Yes.
And then carried into the research lab? Impossible! Impossible! That's nothing but a delusion!
Feels gonna be the duct tape, I don't know why. Ugh.
You intend to poison our minds with your delusions?
It's no delusion. Angie's 2 external wounds tell the story. After she was struck in the empty room, she was carried to the art research lab.
Must be
and
logged
then
still
killed.
on them. This is the final game. I mean, there was
the
3
culprit
games
carried
total.
Angie's body?
Oh, good. I didn't mean
And
to.
not a single drop of blood fell? The hallway and empty room had no blood stains.
Not the duct tape? Not the duct tape. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. Yeah, this is the final game of the series so far. The series isn't finished, but so far of the games that are released, this is the last one. She starts with so much blood on the side. So, what, Pebbles? Let him finish. You might need to listen more. I'm sorry. I got excited.
Carried
Okay?
Angie's body?
I'm sorry.
And not a single drop of blood fell? The hallway and empty room had no blood stains. Even if you wiped them down later, there'd still be traces of evidence left behind. But there was no evidence anywhere, was there, Shuichi?
Oh, there it is.
Oh, cut through your words.
Ah, I see.
There was evidence left at the scene. The bloody tape under Angie's
Well,
body.
no, Neo, I know there's 4 games, it's just we don't talk about one. No, there are 3. We never talk exactly. We don't talk about the other game. Like, the whole class is against Cork. He starts with a tiny slice. He starts with a tiny slice of bread. Yeah, he started like, and now nobody trusts him anymore because he killed Tenko.
What? It was wrapped around her head to stop the bleeding while she was being carried.
Bloody tape? Gonta didn't notice at all.
It was under the body. It's most likely evidence the culprit should have gotten rid of.
Yeah, but yeah, I know there's 4 games. It's just, there's a lot of traumatizing things in the one game that we don't talk about. That's why we're like, the game just needs to stay where it is and never see the light of day again.
But since it was hidden, the culprit didn't notice and failed to dispose of it.
It must have fallen as the fatal blow was dealt and ended up under her body.
It must have been Atua who did that for us.
What did I say, like God? Leave it, it's dead. Leave it, it's dead. Covered. Gonna bury.
What? Atua? How long are you going to keep that up?
Now we know most of the mystery behind Angie's murder.
No, I know I exist. I still hear. Well, I know you exist. I still want you here. I'm talking about the game, though. No, you got me curious. Trust me, it's not worth it, Rocky. My favorite.
I'm convinced there's only one person who could have killed Angie.
Wait, what?
It has to be you.
He killed both?
It's
What?
you, Kyo. You killed Angie.
So he did kill both. Why would he kill Angie, though? I was scared you wouldn't guess it. I had to think for a second. I was like, well, because I was so fixed on that there was 2 killers. No, that's wrong. Why would he kill Angie? The motive, I'm not sure about the motive. Well, and though he was kind of like, well, how would you carry the body from one room to another? I guess he was kind of pushing like, well, how would you carry the body? How would you do this? How would you do that? Oh, trust me. Oh, goodness.
Well, that was obvious. Such a boring, obvious answer.
Oh my god. Is it because of Atua?
You killed both of them.
Oh, now she's really pissed.
Why did you kill them?
No offense. But I was hoping that there was a different killer, and then we would see the dynamic of them living with a Blackened. Because then they would have to learn how to live with Cork. Like, would they trust him? Would he become the next victim in the next trial? Like, living with a Blackened, I would like to have seen that dynamic, but of course, now we don't. Everything pointed to him killing Angie. This is the most obvious trial in all decks. Is it because of the sword?
In terms of pure logic, only one victim was necessary to win.
But I thought it was too obvious to be Cork. It's like way too obvious, and it's usually the most obvious answer is not the answer when it comes to Danganronpa. This is the most obvious trial. That's not how Danganronpa plays. Everything was pointing to him, but that's a problem. I felt like it was almost too obvious. Because again, when it's the most obvious answer is usually not the answer. That's why I was trying to avoid Cork.
Why? Why you killed them both?
I think one of the murders was an accident.
An accident?
That's right. It wasn't part of the plan.
Huh? Which one?
I think Tenko was an accident. No one else was even remotely sus. The sword, the magic circle, everything was so obviously him. I guess that's true, but again, it seemed too obvious. I think again was banking on you writing him off as too suspicious the very second debate to accuse him. Yeah, because again, most of the time when somebody's really sus, it's usually not them. So they probably were banking on me being like, oh, he's too suspicious, so it's not him. Even though Himiko picked the room, if anyone would pick the room, no one but the person who set up the seance would be that's true. Kato was sus. Wow, Kato was sus. The murder that was an accident. The murder, I think Angie? I think Angie was an accident.
That's it!
Because of the abrasion on her head.
Angie's murder was an accident.
So Tenko, he wanted to do the seance to talk to ghosts, and then but he got found out.
What? Tenko wasn't accident?
That's right. Kyo originally planned to kill someone with the seesaw trick.
But Angie stumbled upon it. Ample time to prepare. He wasn't around. I mean, that's true. For once, they allow it for the one. Kato was suspicious for me as a cat taking a large jump in the Antarctic. Not very likely. I mean, philosophical. I'm not going to argue. I never suspected him. I just think I didn't suspect him because he was just like, he didn't look well. He looked sick. And like, the way he was looking made me think like he didn't even have the energy to try anything.
But while he was making preparations in the empty room, Angie walked in.
Oh, so she caught him.
So he decided to kill her in order to keep her from talking.
Kind of like how Muffin Man killed Nacho because he saw Nacho's preparing to kill somebody. Or thought he killed, or tried to kill Nacho.
He just happened to walk in on the culprit setting up and was killed.
I think Kato will be killed before the end. I don't think he will kill. I think he will be killed. I agree with you, Durgan. Hey, cats can take large shifts.
Then you should have just stopped there. When he killed Angie, there was no reason for him to kill Tenko.
That's curious. That's what I'm curious about too. If he killed Angie, why go through the trouble of killing Tenko as well? That is what a polar bear. Oh my goodness. Oh, Quark was my suspect for Angie because he did not freak out about the katana being used for murder. Oh, that's right, because when we first found the katana, he was like, oh my god, my baby. When Kuchi tried to touch it, he's like, don't touch that. Like, he got so freaked out, but then after that, he was like, oh, it's just a katana. Like, his whole, like, because again, he was like, oh, it's a precious artifact, and now it's like, oh, it's just a piece of trash. You never know. When we entered his lab, he threatened, that's right. You're right, Hot. That's actually true. He went from, like, wanting to protect it with his life and then be like, it's a sword. When you gotta go, I mean, right.
You only needed to kill one for this game. Killing two is pointless. If you get bonus points for killing more, then sure. Otherwise, it leaves more clues behind.
Truthfully, I don't think we would have figured out who it was if you had only killed Angie, but by killing Tenko, it made him more guilty.
Why, Kyo? Why you kill two of our friends?
What on earth are you talking about? No, I'm not the culprit. So, why is everyone looking at me like I am? Why? Why are they? Why is it? Calm yourself, Korekio.
Oh, he does have split personality.
Yes. You mustn't raise your voice. You mustn't stutter.
Which is why Angie didn't have a lot of evidence. Yeah, because it was an accident.
You mustn't lose composure. You mustn't become flustered. You mustn't waver. Look at their horrid faces. This sorry lot is not worth agonizing over.
Oh no, oh fuck. Until the dry blood, exactly. So again, like, because if it wasn't for the dry blood, I don't think we would have figured out I'm terrified and it's like, they're like, I'm slightly terrified, but I'm also turned on at the same time. Nah, you just a freak.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
There he goes again. What the hell's wrong with him?
It almost seems like he's talking with someone.
Yes, himself.
Someone? He's just talking to himself. And why the hell is he wearing lipstick?
No matter how loudly you protest, this is a trivial matter. I will never acknowledge your allegations.
Is it battle
Not a
time?
single one of them. But you see, there is no evidence that I killed Angie.
The sword.
No, I will not acknowledge it. I will only acknowledge facts, true events. I won't acknowledge fiction, mystery.
The battle part?
I won't acknowledge your deductions or guesses. Well said. Good job, Korekio. Yes, thanks.
Creeps me the fuck out!
No evidence. There's no evidence that he killed Angie?
You're wrong. There is evidence.
What? You do realize bluffs like that won't work, yes?
The weapon that was used to knock Angie unconscious in the empty room.
Nicely said, Cork. Thanks, Cork. You're so beautiful today, Cork. Oh, thank you, Cork. That really means a lot, Cork. Oh, don't mention it, Cork. I got you, Cork. You're the best. You're my best friend, Cork. Come on, go, Cork.
That weapon tells us the whole story, Kyo.
That's not possible. I think you may have misunderstood.
Probably him choosing the same room that Angie was attacked in is like, well, no, it's a 1 in 3 chance, right? Because it's a 1 in 3 chance, because there's only 3 rooms, so wouldn't it be 33% chance? Why is it 11.111? A Muffin Man can't catch a black and break, apparently not.
Apologize. Come on, apologize. 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 Apologize.
You go snap.
Apologize. Apologize.
So his word is apologize. He's still focusing on that word.
Apologize.
It's about to explode. He's about to rocket into space. Apologize. Come on, apologize. Come on. You know you can do it.
Seriously, what the hell's happening?
He left his phone on vibrate. It's fine. He's fine, Kato. I have no idea what's happening with Cork. Angie could have been attacked in 3 different rooms. Oh, I see. That's okay. You got a point. You got a point. You take a 1 in 3 chance time 1 in 3 chance. You're right. I didn't think about that. I was only thinking about choosing the room. Apologize. But I know what weapon he used on Angie. I have to prove it to him. Yeah, it is the battle. The doll is terrified.
You are simply wrong. Yes, I'm not the culprit. So I have nothing to confess. I have nothing.
I like his picture in this.
On us. Your logic. That's merely a delusion. Well,
oh, did that too early? Oh, I forgot to hold.
To continue this debate is meaningless. Why must you force your delusions on us? I told you I am
really
not
fast.
the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong, not me. Korekio speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot. Apologize. Apologize. Apologize.
Oh, I did it in out of order. But what is happening? Oh my god, what is this?
So why are you looking at me like that?
Oh, he's blocking
You're all
the thing
wrong.
so I can't see it. You piece of
Korekio
crap.
speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot. Apologize. 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 Apologize.
Get. That's what you get.
You have no proof that Korekio is the killer.
Oh my god. floorboard.
It ends here!
Oh my god! I was like, remove floorboard! Remove the roof! My brain just
Kyo
for a
hit
second.
Angie with the same floorboard used in the seesaw trick.
So he used a floorboard in both. Like, oh my god, shoes say sorry, jeans. Danganronpa 1 because the Danganronpa 2, not fair. Yeah, now it's apologize. They always, like, it seems like whenever the Blackened snaps, they always focus on one word. Hey, it's yokai, I didn't realize it was that until now. Oh, is that what that was? Super. I wanted to say, moved reboard floor. Well, that's why I was thinking it was gonna say golden sword katana thing or something like that, but I didn't even realize they were gonna say the floorboard. I meant for third trial.
I see. And how do you know the floorboard was the murder weapon?
There was a small patch of dried blood on the underside of the floorboard.
So I'm guessing Angie fell and hit her head.
Angie's blood?
Blood that spattered there when the culprit struck Angie with the board. But that's not the only evidence that she was hit with that floorboard. There's also the bloodstain under the floor to consider. For that to be there, the floorboard must not have been in place at the time of the attack.
Good point. Had the floorboard been in place, her blood wouldn't have splattered beneath it.
Kyo's earlier confession is further evidence that the floorboard was
Because he's
used.
the only one that knew that the floorboard was loose.
How?
If the weapon used to hit Angie is the floorboard from the seesaw trick.
It means the culprit knew about the seesaw, so the same person killed Tenko and Angie.
I think he lost it. I think we found the culprit.
I believe that while Kyo was setting up the seesaw, he was holding the board when Angie walked in.
You know, not gonna lie, but Maki's starting to grow on me too. I love Maki now. Maki's probably like, I still love Goomba, but Maki's like becoming my favorite. Yeah, God, I love it.
Helicopter with a floorboard!
All you can do now is accept it. You even confessed to Tenko's murder already.
I mean, he's kind of gone. Maki's best girl. Yeah, Maki's definitely grown on me. Even though Kato is technically Coco V3, she feels like, again, like I think it's her face. It's her face and her expressions that remind me of Coco. Maybe not how she talks and stuff, but it's her facial expressions.
That's true. This is the truth.
Looks like we're almost at the end. All right, Shuichi. I'll leave the finale to you.
Is it manga
Bring
time?
down the house.
Is it manga time?
Please, put an end to this. For Angie and Tenko's sake. End this class trial.
I understand. I'll go over everything one more time. Kyo, I want you to confess. No, I will force you to confess.
Yes. I actually like how they did the manga this one. Who was the culprit with the saw in the empty room? What is it? Remove the floorboard, small stone and Himiko brought, remove the gold leaf katana, sliding the switch. So, the weapon knocked Angie unconscious. Well, that would have been the floorboard. So that's good. What was compressing the injury on the hit? I don't think I have that unlocked yet. No, I do not. What weapon killed Angie? Would have been the katana, right? Katana killed Angie. Whose FG was stabbed with the katana? I don't have that unlocked yet. The handle of the spinning katana. You talking about this? Yes. You got the clip. The song in the manga time in V3 is also cooler than in the. I do like this song too. Pebbles over here jiving. Yes. When Angie's body was found, who unlocked the door? That would have been Kuchi, right? Oh, I need to put the stone first. What object did Tenko rest her forehead on? That would have been a stone. Okay, now we have a bunch more unlocked. There we go. Let's see. What weapon did the culprit set up on the iron cage? I don't have that stuck tape. Sickle place to kill. Oh, it's a sickle. The pebble did it. The Pebble did it, the Pebble! Oh, yes. And it's always Pebbles. In my opinion, I prefer Dagon 2 comic thing. Who besides Kuchi was responsible for extinguishing candles? I don't have that yet. How was the culprit able to move? It was the salt, which I do have. Alright, and then we need to go back to here? When the antibody was found, well, no, not that. It's this. No, not that one. It's this? Yes, this one. Okay, everything's unlocked now. Let me just do. I need to unlock one more. There we go. So let me go from the beginning. What is it? Who was the culprit with the saw in the empty room? It would have been Cork, right? We're talking about Cork? Cut cross piece under the floor. Remember this? Oh, we're really talking about this. Whose FG was stabbed? That would have been Akamatsu's. Oh wait. That would have been Kuchi. Who besides Kuchi was responsible for extinguishing flame? That would have been Shoes. Why the fuck is getting it right? I don't know. It freaks me out too because I keep thinking it's wrong. When the culprit approached the cage, footsteps contaminating the scene, stomping hard on the floor, and then footsteps contaminating the scene. It makes me think I'm getting the answer wrong.
Let's look back at the first murder.
Yeah, at least make it green.
It was late last night.
I agree.
The culprit was in the empty room on the 4th floor. The culprit was preparing the seance murder they had planned. To use the floorboard as a seesaw, they had to cut the crosspiece supporting it. The plan was to make the same preparations for all 3 empty rooms. This would divert suspicion away from the culprit and whoever picked a room.
The music theme of the murder recap, though, I liked in the first 2 games more.
To cut the crosspieces, they needed a saw. I imagine they got one from the warehouse.
It's interesting because all the songs sound always slightly similar, but they're always slightly different too. This sounds more fresh, but yes, but previous theme sounded more murder mystery-like.
They were planning to cut the crosspieces in all 3 rooms.
La 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 la.
However, when the culprit was working on the middle room, the unexpected happened.
You falling asleep, Rocky?
Angie walked into that room and saw the culprit making their preparations. She needed some fire for the ritual and had gone to the room for a candle. At that point, the culprit had not finished the setup and was just cutting crosspieces. Angie might not have concluded that it was tied to some kind of murder plan.
No, that was a saw sound. Maybe the saw is sleepy.
But now that Angie had seen it, the culprit couldn't use the seesaw trick. Any other person might have just given up, but not our culprit. The culprit took the floorboard they loosened and struck the unsuspecting Angie in the head. The culprit did not want to give up on their plan and had to improvise. They wrapped duct tape around Angie's injury to stop the bleeding. Then they picked up her unconscious body and carried her to a research lab. While she was unconscious, the culprit hurried to tie up this loose end.
Truthfully, I think if he hadn't dropped the tape...
They made a crucial oversight.
Yeah, I think if he hadn't dropped the tape, I think he would have been fine. I don't think he realized he dropped the tape. If he hadn't dropped the tape, we wouldn't have suspected her being carried to a different room.
They didn't notice the duct tape had peeled off, and was under Angie's body. Without that evidence, we may never have figured out the culprit's trick. Carrying the supplies they needed, the culprit returned to the ultimate art lab. Locked the front door from inside. And took out the katana they brought from their own lab.
Though here's the thing, she could have technically have woken up by the time, like I get that his lab's not very far, but technically she could have gotten up, like woken up before, like so he had to, like he was very lucky she didn't wake up after being hit in the head before he got back.
They then stabbed Angie in the back of the neck, finally killing
Maybe
her.
he hit her very hard. I mean, yeah, like if she was knocked out, yeah, no, I get it. I'm just saying, like he was lucky that she didn't wake up in time.
Then, to further confuse us, the culprit attempted to make a locked room mystery.
Angie should be dead if she knocked out this long. I mean, that's true. If he knocked her out that hard, she'd probably be dead.
First, they used rope from the warehouse and hung 4 effigies upside down. There were 2 reasons for this. To overwhelm the room with an occult atmosphere. And the other was the key to locking the room.
I feel like he used Akamatsu
stuck
for
the
a reason,
katana
though.
into
Well, it's a
Kaede's
video game. I
effigy
mean, that's
near
true.
the rear entrance.
I feel like he chose Akamatsu for a reason to, like as an attack towards shoes. Like, why choose Akamatsu? Well, it's Danganronpa that tries to be realistic as much as it can.
And spun the effigy around to twist up the rope. After enough turns, the culprit let go and headed for the rear door.
I don't think he used Akamatsu for. You don't think so? Well, I mean, it seems like it was like a dig at shoes. I don't know why. I mean, she was the closest, but he also chose where they hung them. To him, Akamatsu is just a random wax. I mean, that's true. That's true. I was just curious. Well, he couldn't use Hoshi because Hoshi's too short. Unfortunately, he's a small child.
Once released, the effigy began spinning, and the gold leaf katana with it.
You spin me right round, baby, right round.
The handle of the katana then hit the sliding lock, locking the door. A difficult trick, but remember that the lock was so loose it moved at the slightest touch. The culprit also would have had the opportunity to attempt it many times. Once complete, the door was locked, but the duct tape was left behind. Perhaps the culprit noticed it, but by that point, it was too late. The room was sealed. There was no way for them to get back inside.
It's the duct tape, I think, that got him. Well, and then killing Tenko, I think, got him too. To him, Akamatsu, yeah, but I think you're right. Maybe it was just random. I just thought maybe he was trying to send a signal to shoes.
Then, this morning, we opened up the room and discovered Angie's body. But the culprit wasn't finished. They wanted one more murder. To do that, they manipulated us into performing this
The only
seance.
person who played with shoes is probably Kuchinat because it's Kuchi. And it's Kuchi. I mean, you're right.
Of the 3 empty rooms, the middle one was chosen for the seance. I was invited by Kokichi to take Kibo's place in the seance. Tenko volunteered to be the medium, but she never imagined it would get her killed. To perform the seance, the culprit claimed they needed something for Tenko.
For her to be absolutely quiet and to put her head on the
A
stone.
small stone that Himiko had brought from the courtyard. Tenko, at the culprit's request, bowed her head until it was touching the stone. That position was instrumental in making sure the murder went as planned.
Hey, it's me! Pebbles, you're famous!
Next, Kokichi and I placed the iron cage over Tenko in the middle of the magic
Pebbles,
circle.
I can't believe you blinked in your photo. You had one chance for fame and you blinked. Pebbles, you couldn't even smile and anything.
The culprit then volunteered to drape the white cloth over the iron cage. We didn't realize it at the time, but that was a deliberate decision by the culprit.
Something got in my eye. It was the dust. The room is just so dusty.
They needed to set up the murder weapon that was used to kill Tenko. While they were covering the cage with a cloth, they secretly placed the sickle. Finally, 4 of us placed the wooden statue on top of the cage. The culprit used the weight of the statue to keep the murder weapon in place. After the preparations were complete, we began the seance.
I want a hug. Thank you. Good night. Oh, not the song, please.
In complete darkness, we each stood in one corner and sang the Cage Child song. When the song finished, the soul of the dead was supposed to enter the medium.
The fuck when you prepare a cool seesaw effect murder, but you are Cork.
But our culprit had another plan, to commit a murder in the darkness. Right after we started singing, the culprit began making their way toward Tenko. It would have been quite difficult to do in total darkness, but our culprit had a guide. They used the lines of the magic circle drawn with salt. The culprit felt for the salt and used it to guide them along.
What do you say, Cork's not cool, Pebbles?
And when the culprit reached the center of the circle, they found the floorboard that had its crosspiece cut off the night before.
This murder reminds me of a Tukami murder a lot. It's very suspiciously like Muffin Man's, yes. Isn't it weird? And they both were voiced by the same person.
Then
highly
lifted
suspicious.
up their foot and stomped down hard on the floorboard.
He has his own character tier list. He has his own. He's like kind of like what do you call it? Oh, what's his name? The new killer. He's on his own little tier list.
The floorboard lifted up like a seesaw and pushed Tenko's body up toward the ceiling of the cage. Tenko was stabbed in the back of the neck by the sickle on the top of the cage. She was killed right before our eyes, and we didn't even see it. After committing the crime, the culprit followed the salt back to their corner. Finished the ritual and had us light the candles.
Below F tier where Gucci is, it's called Cork. It's Cork tier. He has his own, like you said, he has his own tier.
We followed the culprit's directions and removed the equipment used for the seance.
Oh, well, thank you. That means a lot, Christmas. I hope you stop by again. I stream Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. It was nice to meet you again. I really appreciate that. Talk to you later. Bye. Oh, yes, the Discord. Yeah.
While we were all focused on the body, the culprit picked up the sickle.
Yes, good.
And dropped it under the floor through the hole in the corner of the room.
They were just heathens.
The final step of the murder was unwittingly carried out
Those
by
heathens
us.
just stepping on a crime scene.
The culprit had planned the murder so that we would unintentionally destroy some evidence. That evidence was the magic circle that the culprit used to navigate in the dark. However, the culprit didn't know that Kibo had taken a picture. He really saved us. Without that, we wouldn't know what changes were made to the circle. But now we know for certain, and we know the culprit drew the magic circle. Korekio Shinguchi, the ultimate anthropologist. You're the culprit behind these murders. That's where my detective work leads us. It all fits.
Time to vote. I demand a vote.
Sweet Korekio. There were times when it's necessary to admit defeat. Admit?
Admit.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's right, because Shoes wants him to admit that he killed both of them.
So you finally admit you did it.
Unfortunately. Yes. Yes. It's unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate.
So unfortunate indeed.
My one regret, my only regret, was not being able to make 100 friends.
What? What? But you don't make friends by killing them, Cork.
100 friends?
It was my dream to make 100 friends.
You don't make friends by killing them. Hi, it's nice to meet you. I want to be friends. Sheik.
Oh, it's so unfortunate. I was so close to 100.
Unless he's killed 100 people.
What are you talking about? I do not understand a word of this.
Who gives a fuck? Let's vote for this kooky bastard and be done with this already.
I still think 100 Friends thing is a reference to one certain manga. I don't know the reference.
Roger that! One voting time! Coming up! The heart racing excitement as...
The heart racing excitement! As a blackened and a spotless finally face off.
A manga where a girl who's bad at social media wants to make 100 friends, but it's probably just me. I mean, you might be right.
It's voting time!
Because they make a lot of references and Easter eggs to other things, so you're probably right. What happens if you vote yourself? I die. Poor Dan. Where is he? Dude, I'm not voting for myself! I don't want to die. No, need more info on that manga.
Now then,
It does sound interesting.
Seems the voting has finished. Let's see the result.
Everybody just wants Stuffy to die. The manga isn't as bad at communicating. Huh. Wait, did Cork vote for himself?
Who'll be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
It's a slice of life manga that is soon getting. I'm more of a visual person. I don't like reading very much because again, words are hard for me. So I probably watch the anime more than anything. He did. I just like how he voted for himself. He didn't even vote. I think he did. I think he voted for himself. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'd be down, Pebbles. I'd appreciate looking into it because it sounds really interesting. Oh no! So he didn't vote at all? Maybe somebody else didn't vote. Wait, if somebody else didn't vote, doesn't that mean they die? Ooh, that's actually curious. Did he vote or did somebody else just not vote? I mean, I guess we're about to find out. Give me my mun-muns. Give them to me. Yes, all the